The journey begins with simple ingredients that will soon become one of the world's most recognizable sandwich cookies. Flour, sugar, cocoa, and carefully measured ingredients arrive at the production facility. Before anything enters production, every ingredient is checked for quality, consistency, and freshness. The journey begins with simple ingredients that will soon become one of the world's most recognizable sandwich cookies. Flour, sugar, cocoa, and carefully measured ingredients arrive at the production facility. Before anything enters production, every ingredient is checked for quality, consistency, and freshness. Large industrial systems weigh each ingredient with remarkable precision. Even a small difference in measurement can change the texture and taste of the finished cookie. The measured ingredients are now ready to enter the mixing process. The measured ingredients are now ready to enter the mixing process. The measured ingredients are now ready to enter the mixing process. Cocoa enters the mixture, giving the dough its deep color and distinctive chocolate character. Other carefully controlled ingredients join the mixture as the industrial batch begins coming together. Powerful mixing blades rotate continuously, combining thousands of individual particles into one uniform dough. The dry ingredients gradually disappear as the mixture develops its characteristic dark appearance. Controlled liquid ingredients are introduced to bring the dough to the required consistency. The mixer continues working until every part of the batch reaches the same texture. Sensors and operators monitor the mixture closely, keeping the production process within precise limits. When the dough reaches the correct consistency, the massive mixer slows and the batch is released. The finished dough moves toward the forming section, where its shape begins to take form. Automated equipment divides the dough into a controlled, continuous production flow. The dough is gradually flattened into an even sheet with carefully controlled thickness. Large forming rollers press and guide the chocolate dough forward without interrupting production. Now the flat dough sheet reaches the cutting system, where individual cookies are created. Precision cutters punch hundreds of identical shapes from the moving sheet. Each cookie is formed to nearly the same size, thickness, and overall geometry. Each cookie is formed to nearly the same size, thickness. The unused dough surrounding the cut shapes is collected and redirected into the production system.ss and overall geometry. Meanwhile, the freshly formed cookie pieces continue toward the baking line. Rows of dark chocolate dough enter a long industrial oven designed for continuous high-volume baking. Inside the oven, carefully controlled heat begins transforming the soft dough into crisp chocolate biscuits. The baking environment is precisely controlled to produce consistent color, texture, and moisture. As the cookies travel through the oven, their structure becomes firmer and their familiar chocolate appearance develops. Heat continues to remove moisture while the biscuit reaches its final baked texture. At the end of the oven, the finished cookies emerge in perfectly organized rows. But they are still too warm for the next stage, so controlled cooling begins. Long conveyor sections allow air to circulate around the freshly baked biscuits. Gradually, the cookies reach the temperature required for precise cream filling. Automated inspection systems examine the moving biscuits for irregular shapes or visible defects. Cookies that fail the required standards are automatically removed from the production stream. The approved biscuits continue forward, perfectly positioned for the next transformation. Now the production line shifts its focus from the chocolate biscuit to the smooth cream center. A separate preparation system combines the ingredients required to create the creamy filling. Large mixing equipment blends the ingredients until the filling becomes smooth and uniform. The texture must be carefully controlled so the cream spreads consistently across every cookie. Once prepared, the filling moves through a controlled system toward the sandwiching line. Precision pumps and feeders regulate the flow, keeping the amount of filling consistent. Below the filling system, rows of baked chocolate biscuits move continuously into position. Each biscuit is aligned with extraordinary precision before receiving its layer of cream. High-speed nozzles deposit measured portions of the smooth, white filling onto the biscuits. Every portion lands near the center, creating the familiar contrast between dark cookie and white cream. A second biscuit is then positioned directly above the filling. Gentle pressure brings the two chocolate halves together without damaging their delicate structure. In just moments, individual biscuit pieces become complete sandwich cookies. Thousands of finished cookies now travel together along the high-speed conveyor system. Their identical size and alignment reveal the precision built into every stage of production. Cameras monitor the moving rows, searching for damaged, incomplete, or incorrectly assembled cookies. Advanced sensors can detect small differences that would be difficult to see during manual inspection. Approved cookies continue toward the final preparation area, while rejected pieces are removed automatically. The production line never stops, allowing thousands of cookies to move through the system every hour. Now the finished cookies approach the packaging section, where speed and precision become equally important. Automated equipment separates the continuous flow into carefully measured groups. Each group is positioned precisely before entering its individual packaging material. High-speed packaging machinery wraps the cookies while maintaining a carefully controlled production rhythm. The packaging protects the cookies from contamination, moisture, and damage during transportation. Sealing equipment closes each package with precise pressure and temperature control. Sensors immediately inspect the sealed packages to make sure the packaging is properly closed. Packages that meet the required standards continue automatically towards secondary packaging. Multiple individual packages are now grouped together for efficient handling and distribution. Automated systems arrange these packages into larger transport-ready units. The carefully organized packs move rapidly along another conveyor toward case packing. Robotic equipment prepares empty shipping cases and positions them for automatic loading. Groups of finished cookie packages are transferred smoothly into each case. The process is synchronized so that every case receives the correct quantity. Once filled, the cases are sealed and prepared for identification and warehouse handling. Automated inspection confirms that every case is properly closed before leaving the production floor. Automated inspection confirms that every case is properly closed before leaving the production floor. Finished cases now enter the warehouse side of the operation. Large quantities of finished cookies can be stored efficiently while remaining protected from damage. Warehouse systems carefully track product movement as orders are prepared for shipment. When a shipment is required, selected cases are retrieved and directed toward the dispatch area. Electric forklifts and automated equipment move the finished products through the warehouse. Every movement is carefully coordinated to keep the supply chain flowing smoothly. At the loading area, prepared cases are organized according to their destination. Workers wearing matching white factory uniforms perform final visual checks before loading begins. The sealed cases are then transferred into transport vehicles using controlled loading procedures. Inside the vehicle, the products are arranged to remain stable throughout the journey. The loading process is completed with every shipment carefully accounted for. What began as separate raw ingredients has now become a finished packaged food product. But the transformation involved far more than simply mixing dough and baking cookies. Every stage depends on timing, temperature, pressure, measurement, and precise mechanical control. Even the smallest details can influence the final texture and appearance of the cookie. That is why quality control remains active throughout the entire production journey. Samples are regularly checked to ensure the product remains consistent from batch to batch. Measurements help verify factors such as size, weight, texture, and overall product quality. The goal is simple. Every finished cookie should deliver the same familiar experience. Behind that consistency is a production line engineered for speed without sacrificing control. Thousands of mechanical movements must remain synchronized as ingredients become dough, biscuits, and sandwiches. From the mixing system to the packaging machines, each stage connects to the next. The result is a continuous flow in which very little time is wasted between operations. As the final packages leave the factory, the scale of the operation becomes clear. What looks like a simple cookie represents a highly coordinated industrial process. Behind every package is a sequence of weighing, mixing, forming, baking, cooling, filling, and inspection. And every one of those stages has been designed to produce remarkable consistency at enormous scale. The finished cookies now wait securely in the distribution network. From large warehouses, they can begin their journey towards stores and consumers. Transport vehicles carry the sealed products onward, extending the factory's production line beyond its walls. By the time they reach their destination, the carefully protected cookies are ready for the final stage of their journey. From raw flour and cocoa to a finished sandwich cookie, the transformation is complete. The dark biscuit, the smooth cream, and the protective package are all products of precise industrial control. What makes this process remarkable is not just its speed, but its incredible consistency. One cookie after another follows the same carefully engineered sequence. And behind every identical result are machines, sensors, skilled workers, and constant quality checks. Together, they turn basic ingredients into millions of familiar cookies on an industrial scale. From the first measured ingredient to the final sealed package, nothing is left to chance. The process combines food science, engineering, automation, and precise timing at every stage. That combination is what allows a simple recipe to become a massive modern production operation. And the journey that started with individual ingredients now ends with shelves ready to be filled. Every finished package represents another successful cycle through this enormous production system. It is a fascinating reminder that even an everyday snack can hide an extraordinary manufacturing story. From raw materials to perfectly formed chocolate biscuits and smooth cream, every detail has a purpose. Millions of cookies can begin as simple ingredients and finish as a product recognized around the world. Millions of cookies can begin as simple ingredients and finish as a product recognized around the world. If you enjoyed this complete factory journey, subscribe for more fascinating manufacturing documentaries, and join us again to discover how another everyday product is made.